In episode 42, iPiffle on God's existence, part 2, and on how religions came about and why man's proximity to miracles matters. Every one of the world's major religions have originated many years ago and within a specific culture and civilization. This means that all religions are the product of a culture or civilization during a specific point in time. Because of this fact, it is obvious that every single religion, large or small, is the byproduct of that one culture and cannot be considered divine revelation. This is the number one argument which suggests that all religions are created by men and are born out of a specific society. Just ask yourself the following question. Would it not make far greater sense that any deity who had the desire to make himself known to man would reveal himself to everyone around the world at the exact same moment in time? A true God would reveal himself to the whole of mankind, not just to a specific person or a single race, culture, or nation. What should be even more apparent is that any religion that was proclaimed to be the true manifestation of God would be universal in scope. It is not even rational thought to insist that God would ever select any one person or ethnicity to be his favorite. It can hardly be a coincidence that Judaism would make the claim that God had favored them as his chosen people, or that Jesus revealed himself to a specific society, or that the Quran was revealed verbally by Allah only to Muhammad. This is no different than other societies who also had their own religious beliefs at specific times throughout history, like the Egyptians, the Greeks, the Romans, the Aztecs, etc., etc. If any religion were the true manifestation of God's will, it would provide extraordinary evidence of God's existence in such a way as to be universal and exist throughout history. If people who had no commonalities spoke different languages and who were not connected in a specific time or place were to independently adopt the same set of beliefs, then that revelation would likely be the one true religion. However, this reality describes no single religion that has yet to exist in the entire history of mankind. Let's assume for a moment that if there is to be derived a benefit like resurrection or heaven simply for believing in a specific religion, then wouldn't it be fundamentally unjust if only certain people were to be made aware of this fact through a first-hand accounting, while the rest of humanity is either woefully unaware of it or is being told of this through intermediaries? In Christianity, for example, it is taught that if you believe in Jesus and accept him as your Savior, then you will be rewarded with an eternity spent in heaven. That is all well and good, but not everyone has been afforded an equal opportunity to obtain this reward. A few notable people, like the apostles of Jesus, were fortunate enough to be eyewitnesses to his life. They were anointed to witness his miracles and ultimately his being purportedly resurrected from the dead. But not everyone who knew of Jesus back then was given the same opportunity to be a direct witness. Neither were the multitudes of people all over the world who had never met Jesus nor had even received word of him. As time went on, successive generations became farther and farther removed from the miracles of Jesus and his resurrection. And since no one alive in the present day has any firsthand knowledge of Jesus' life, the only evidence now in existence documenting that any of these miracles took place, it is what has been written down many centuries ago in a book. And yet, this book is merely a copy of countless other copies rewritten numerous times over many generations. It has also been translated from an ancient language and then translated into many additional languages. Not only that, but this book contradicts itself in many places. Still, we're being told to believe that the New Testament is an accurate account made by actual eyewitnesses. This is not only unfair, but any sane, reasonable person would think it absurd. First, why would God select only a small number of people to bear witness to the life of his Son, Jesus Christ, and then make them privy to all this firsthand information? Why not make many more people privy to these events? Why only a few eyewitness accounts? These descriptions are bound to get confused and become diluted over time. These followers of Christianity are now left to decipher bits and pieces of handed down and unsubstantiated information. Is salvation and everlasting life then purely a matter of chance? Is it dependent upon your proximity to the actual revelation of any religion? How can anyone consider God to be just if he gives some people a better opportunity to achieve salvation than others? This is not only true of Christianity, but these very same truths can be applied to any other religion, past or present. As of today, all religions have allegedly been founded and sustained by a series of miraculous events that transpired during a specific place and time, with only a handful of direct witnesses. Thank you for listening. I hope you will join me in my next video.